Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to auscastnetwork.com for details.
In a world where everyone says hello,
they dare to say,
g'day.
Yeah, g'day.
Yeah, good day.
Yeah, g'day. Yes. Good day. Yeah. G'day. Yeah. G'day. Yeah. Yeah. Good day.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Good day.
G'day. Hey. Yeah. G'day. Yeah, g'day, Tim.
Yeah, g'day, Leon.
Yeah, g'day, everyone.
Yeah, g'day, everyone.
Welcome to Yeah, G'day, the complete guide to Australia.
Oh, I bet you on the seat of your edge just then.
The seat of your edge. Ooh.
Yeah.
Where's that sitting on you? Tim, welcome to episode 99, the penultimate. Is that the one before, like, the ultimate?
I couldn't tell you.
We're at the one before the good one.
Yeah,
This is a bad
I
one.
don't speak English very well, so.
This is... Tim told you these learn Japanese. Episode 99, if you remember, we're going to finish at 100.
Which is the one after this one.
The next one.
You could consider this the pentultimate.
You can do this is the Penn and Teller of podcast episodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, one more. This is the last time we'll come together like this. Second last time we'll come together like this. Tim and I naked. The rest of you listening.
Naked, I assume.
Yeah. If you're not naked listening to this show, you've been doing it wrong for years. But yeah, so that's weird.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. No, it is. Yep.
At the same time, we planned this.
It's natural.
This was our decision.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think let's segue
into something.
this. Tim's bitter. We're both in Victoria. Victoria bitter.
Yes. Why am I the only one that's bitter?
I don't know. We're both bitter and we're both from Victoria. Therefore, Victoria
bitter. Yeah, no, the second last episode, it seems only right that we'd do an Australian icon like Victoria Bitter.
We
the
did
second worst beer in Australia.
Second worst?
Oh, you got 4X.
Yes.
Yes, I see what you've said.
Because this is what I like when we did the other beer episodes. We did Cooper's and we did Foster's, and Foster's is a bad beer. But like I think we were trying to avoid the bad beers until we had to.
Yeah.
But now that we're ending, we have to cover like the iconic Australian beer under Foster's.
Yeah.
Which is VB, which is a very bad beer.
It's not a good beer. It's definitely not a good beer.
Not as bad as 4X.
It's bad from a bottle. It's bad from a glass. It's worse from a tin can.
Tinnies are not your friend.
It's the worst you could possibly drink it. Victoria Bitter. What do we know about it? Science has done a lot of research, and here's what it can tell.
Green can, red label,
Yeah.
VB on it,
Yep.
tastes bad.
Correct.
Episode
And that's the end of the episode. Thanks for tuning in.
No. There's history to it. There's history.
Victoria Bitter, known as VB colloquially, is a lager produced by Carlton and United Breweries, a subsidiary of Foster's Group in Melbourne, Victoria. First brewed by Thomas Aitken at Victoria Brewery in 1854.
What have you done, Thomas?
It's old. It's a Victorian beer, obviously.
Be weird if it wasn't.
So it dates, obviously, like I said, back to 1854. Made using the Wort Stream brewing process. And we all know what that means.
There's no point describing that because we are all very clear on the Wort Stream brewing process.
Yeah, if you don't know what that is, perhaps someone like Simon could tell you, because I have a feeling that Simon might know.
Simon would be a brewing man.
He'd know.
Andrew would be a brewing man as well.
Andrew would know, yeah.
I think Andrew's a beer. They're probably neither.
If anyone would like to tell everyone, not us.
No, we know.
We know what it is.
And if we didn't know...
I could just click this
we
link
could
and
but we
find
don't
out.
need to.
No.
I don't need to prove anything to you.
It's all fake media. It's all fake news anyway.
You're nothing to me.
Uses a portion of cane sugar to thin out the body of the beer.
Oh, you want a thin beer. You don't want a thick one.
I think that's something to do with the Wort Stream. No, I know it is.
Well, no, we know it is. But
Theoretically. It's available in 750 ml bottles, which we commonly refer to as long necks.
Oh, yeah.
Or 750 or a bomber, apparently, are also words that get used for those. I only ever call it a long neck.
I call it a long neck. They call it a sad night, is what it is. You don't want a long neck. If you're having a long neck, something's wrong.
500 ml cans, which are referred to as lunch greens.
Lunch greens.
375ml bottles, which we all refer to as stubbies, or a short neck or pint. Again, the second and third names are never things that I've ever heard before.
Is that a pint's worth in a stubby?
No, 375ml, that's not a pint.
Then why are people calling it a pint?
God knows.
Bloody idiots.
375ml cans known as boonies, green cans, or gweens. There's another name for them as well.
Tinnies.
Tinnies, no. There's another one as well.
For a little VB. Or for a normal
like
can.
avocados or something like that.
I don't know. I just call it get it away from me.
Yeah. And 250ml bottles, grenades, twisties, or throwies. So that's good.
A lot of options.
At one point, they sold it in the Northern Territory in a 1 litre can named a killer can.
Jesus.
Which seems
A 1 litre can.
unnecessary. It has acquired many nicknames over its time. It's been abbreviated to Vic Bitter, Veebs, Very Best, Vitamin B, Victory Beer. I've got some names of things people call it when they don't like it. Would you like to hear these three, which I've never heard before?
I'd love to, because now
but they are quite funny.
I have something to use.
Vomit beer,
Yes.
Visitor's beer,
That's good.
and the last one, I don't know if we'll keep this in, so if it goes silent after this, you know why. Vaginal backwash.
No, we'll keep it in. That's really yucky, though.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't write it.
No, I didn't write
We're
it.
just sharing
I'm
it.
literally just sharing the information.
The implications of that name are
Foul.
and vast.
Vast.
Whoever came up with that.
It's vast.
That's gross.
And wide.
Although yeast. So the
Oh, hello.
visitor's beer is what gets me. That's my favourite one, because you've got your good beer and then you've got your beer for
Visitor's
when the
beer.
visitor comes over.
Yeah. Became widely
Vaginal
popular during the mid-1960s, so it was around for a long time before it got popular.
Yeah, that's like, it was around for like 100 years and then people were like,
Yeah.
I guess.
It got popular in the 60s because it had an advertising campaign. It had a very similar recording of the theme from the Magnificent Seven.
Is that the dum 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 dum?
Yeah, which is, it's known very well now. Had images of working class Australians at work and play, and a voiceover of notable Australian actor John Malon. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Matter of fact, I've got it now.
Yeah, it's been it gets reused all the time. Pretty sure the latest one's pretty common, pretty much similar to that.
Yeah, I don't think they've changed it much in a very long time.
Foster's announced in 2007 it was cutting back the VB alcohol content from 4.9 to 4.8%. Big deal. Oh my god, that 0.1%.
What am I going to do? That means I'm going to have an extra 0.1 of a beer.
Disgusting. In a bid to save millions of dollars in tax payments is the reason they did it.
Tax is weird.
They then cut it again by a further 2% in 2009 in an effort to make further savings. And then in 2012 they put it back up to 4.9. So that's,
Well, thank the Lord.
yeah, that was a
Those are the dark times.
goddamn roller coaster.
My
and
emotions have been toyed with.
I'm sure we all noticed it as well.
Oh, I noticed.
Very available. You can get these bad boys anywhere.
Anyway,
Absolutely anywhere.
there's one right next to me. I don't know how it got
There's
here.
probably one in the fridge.
Matter of fact, we've got one now.
Usually there would be one in the fridge for a long period of time because no one's going to drink it if there is one there. There's VB Gold, which is a mid-strength lager.
Ooh.
They had something called VB Raw.
Ooh. You don't want that.
It was in the low-carb area. So
those are the days.
With your pure blondes and your...
Yeah, Strongbow low carbs.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, that was a Strongbow. What was it called? Was it just called? It was called Strongbow Clear.
Strongbow Clear.
It actually was really good because a Strongbow is cider's can be quite heavy, and so
Can they?
I don't know. We
What
used to
ciders are you drinking?
Strongbow. Let's
Yeah.
drink Strongbow dry, and then so having a nice clear. JP and I used to enjoy sitting down, not getting too much indigestion.
Is Strongbow dry not sweet?
Correct.
Because isn't the purpose of a cider to be slightly sweet?
There are three options in the Strongbow world. There is original, there is dry, and there is sweet.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
And
to our
clear.
podcast on Strongbow.
Yeah, we've now found our niche. In Europe, as far as I know, they don't have the definitions. They just have Strongbow, or maybe they do now. But when I was there, I think they just had Strongbow. So when I came back over here, I'm sure I've told this story before, and I got some Strongbow. I got Strongbow Sweet, and boy howdy, was it And then I started doing...
Was it?
It was.
Yeah.
Then I started doing, I think, original for a while, but then I found that dry was more to my palate.
Oh, interesting.
And
You like
that-
a dry drink.
Is the Strongbow story.
Yeah. That's how we came to be.
Victoria Bitter.
Who we are.
Who are you?
So, the 60s slogan, which you've kind of done already, this is how,
Sorry.
when it got popular with the ad, was a hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer, and the best cold beer is Victoria Bitter. They decided in 2009 to just replace that with VB, the drinking beer. What
As opposed
a fucking
to the
great
throwing
line.
beer? VB, the kicking beer.
They have more recently realized that was a fucking stupid idea. They were trying to go for this like wider thing. Beer in Australia has gone through some weird times.
We've had phases.
In the last 10 years where they tried to like dial back the Australianness of it all and make it more palatable. I think it's because we've got all these craft breweries and stuff coming out.
All the IPAs and the little
Yeah.
creatures.
And a lot of beers like Carlton, Tooheys, VB are seen as like very your dad's beers, I guess. And I think they're trying to compete with to get into the younger market. But I think they ended up dialing that back because they realized that young people actually think it's funny.
I love a good VB ad.
Those crappy VB
I love
ads.
all beer. Like, beer ads are pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, the Carlton Draft ad was one of the greatest. But VB's ad was one of the greatest ones too. They had the orchestra made up of beer bottles. And they played the...
I vaguely remember that, yeah. Yeah. What
Marketing
else?
works.
Marketing-
Advertising works.
Marketing works. VB's had some good marketing over the years. They had David Boone, the cricketer,
Booney.
Booney. In 2005, he was like the face of it. And when you bought a carton of VB, you got this weird little bobblehead of him.
Yes.
And it used to make comments if you had it near the TV while you were watching. And the commentary on the TV would like do something or say something. And then he would say something. And it was
Yeah.
all like... It was the weirdest
Technology
thing.
was advancing quickly in 2005, and we used it in a David Boone bobblehead.
yeah. This is the peak of technology, and Australia just didn't know what to do with it yet, so they put it in David
NASA
Boone
were like,
bobblehead.
we can do this, and we were like, shit, what do we do? I don't know, a Booney bobblehead? Yes, of course, obviously.
You've got $3 million. You can develop any technology you want. It's like, oh god, what are we going to
I
do?
want
with
Booney
this?
to go, that's a bad miss.
Yeah. So
We still have one of those stubby holders, the Booney stubby holder. It was like a
really?
yellow one, I think. Mum and Dad have it.
Yeah, they went with a yellow colouring for a while. I think it was to support the cricket.
The bloody yellow.
They've been associated with the cricket for a
goal.
while because in 2007 and 8 cricket series, Shane Warne,
Warnie.
everyone's favourite cheater.
Not in cricket,
not
that's
in
the
cricket.
other guy.
Great cricketer.
Was that Shane Smith
Not
or
good
something?
at relationships.
Like, someone Smith, I think, was the one. Yeah, cheating in terms of texting.
In terms of more than texting, from what we've all heard.
Well,
So he took over from Booney.
Booney.
He had, I think they made him a talking figurine as well, possibly.
Oh, they would have. They went crazy.
Yeah, it was a wild time. They've invested in rugby league here. Yeah, that's what else? What else do you need to know about that?
They are the ones that say, as a matter of fact, I've got it now, aren't they? That's their beer slogan?
Yeah, as a matter of fact. Yeah, maybe there's like a long version of that.
Because now I'm
Is
worried.
that VB? No, I'm wondering.
Is it? It could be Carlton. Could be any of
The
it.
best cold beer is Victoria Bitter.
But who's, as a matter of fact, you've got the computer, mate. Go on, have a time. Ticket. Let's talk about the many uses for VB. Beer chicken. Put the beer can in the chicken's wazoo.
Yes.
And then convince Tim to drink half the glass of VB you had to pour into it. Not into the chicken. He didn't drink it out. Tim would not drink beer out of... Well, I think I could get him to drink beer out of a chicken. If I was pressed.
Yep. It was.
It was
Victoria.
VB? Thank
It's
Christ.
the VB song. I don't remember the tune. It says, you can get it jumping, you can get it pumping, you can get it pressing a suit. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer, and the best cold beer is Vic. A long cold Vic, you can get it lifting, you can get it shifting,
Ooh.
you can get it any old how. Matter of fact, I got it now. Victoria Bitter.
I'm sure all of our parental units that listen to this are singing loudly at the top of their lungs to the song, knowing the tune. But
Going to be broadcast in a pub and everyone just starts singing, yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, so that's the full Full song.
How many beers or other alcoholic beverages do you need to have before you'll have a VB?
I have been known to drink VB straight up.
Okay. When you weren't
On the
uni
rocks.
pour, poured into a whiskey glass.
How would you like it, sir? Neat, with a drop of water.
We'll make it worse. Try to dilute the taste. When you weren't uni pour, which is, I assume, when you chose it as a first choice.
Yeah. One time in uni, we went up to do shopping, and back in those days in uni, I lived on campus, and Coles was a while away. We got two cartons of VB, I think. It was Sam, myself, and our friend from Singapore, Keith. We bought these 2 cartons, put them in a Coles trolley, and brought it all the way down to uni,
That's a steep
which
hill.
was a very common thing to do because it was fucking far away. So we used to hide the trolleys against some other part of the university.
Tinnies or stubbies?
I think they were tinnies. No, maybe they were stubbies, actually. I don't remember. All I remember is within the first 3 beers, we all regretted having bought them.
Yeah,
they were super cheap, though.
I was well, and you got 4.9% back in those days.
Yeah.
It's a big commitment, 2 cases.
Yeah. I think it might have been like $28 or something for the carton.
For one or for both?
For one.
Yeah, it's a good price.
It's a good price.
It's a great price.
Not a good night, though.
You're not going to turn that down. I could not tell you the last time I had some. There were always people at like parties,
Yeah.
especially high school, but there were still uni ones where people rock up because it was cheap as chips.
It's very cheap.
And like it'll get you drunk, but it does not taste. It tastes like if you got your soda stream out and you bought the beer flavor extract
Yep.
and you diluted it in that water and then bubbled it, is what
Correct.
it is.
Yeah.
It's a subtle flavor.
And it only gets better as it gets warmer.
Oh yeah, you want it warm.
Because it's a sipping beer. It's not a sculling beer.
I don't know if I've ever actually had it in a stubby.
Yeah. So when we say stubby, those who aren't aware, they have a very distinct bottle shape.
They look stubby. If you picture what a stubby bottle would be,
It's a little chode.
that's what
bottle.
it looks like.
Yeah.
It's a little
chode
chunky
bottle.
monkey.
You should look it up. But like
It's got no neck is mainly what it is.
all
It's a
other beer
without
bottles
neck.
have a neck, but these do not have a neck.
No.
Yeah.
They just
They're
have the
very
little-
distinct.
It's the same as, I was going to say it's the same as when you get a Bundaberg ginger beer, but again, if you're not in Australia, this doesn't work.
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense to
I had
you.
a stubby lemon lime bitters before the show. Here's the way that you know that VB's a bad beer. Terry, my uncle, his beer of choice is Tooheys New.
Right.
Now, Terry's not a fancy man. He would not go and find a fancy beer if he didn't have to, and he has to have a reliable beer.
Yep.
And Tooheys is that beer. If VB was good, that would be his beer.
Yeah.
It is not. It's always been Tooheys.
It doesn't even make it onto the scale for
Don't even
Terry.
bother.
Yeah.
Gemma used to drink VB a lot, but again, cheap and
It's cheap. That's
alcoholic.
the reason people
But,
drink it.
yes, that's my scale, is that if Terry's not drinking it, it's not worth its time.
Let's just say in Melbourne, you could go out and most beers you're probably paying at least at happy hour $7.50. I found a place in the centre of Melbourne where you can buy VB stubbies over the counter for less than $5.
And
And it's not happy hour.
Well, I think we
That's-
found a beer.
That's just how you drink. That's just how they sell them. They're that cheap.
So, now that we're at the end, that's all of you got, I've assumed. Now that
Yeah, I was just going to say that it's mentioned in the song I Was Only 19. And
Doctor, can you tell me
Yeah.
why I still can't get to sleep?
yeah,
Red Gum.
it's mentioned that
It's a good song.
in that song.
It's a really good song.
That's all I really have to say about the beer.
Now that we're at the end of this,
Yeah, of everything.
no, see, I did the thing where you said something when you said I was just going to say that, and then I remembered something. Now I've forgotten it. Of beer episodes and almost of the podcast, what is your beer of choice? Because you and I aren't beer drinkers.
I'm not a big beer drinker.
What's your beer of choice?
For a long time, it was Carlton Draft as far as the dad beers,
Not a bad drop.
as we've termed them, went. What else did we drink? That's pretty much it. Ted's, Tooheys Extra Dries.
No.
But that was mostly because that was usually what was often around at university.
Teddy's was a hip beer.
It wasn't necessarily a great beer. It's just what was always around.
It's like the Australian Corona.
Yeah, it is kind of like that. Except now Tooheys do have their own Corona.
So summery beer.
Yeah.
But what's your favourite though?
Now, I don't know if you guys know this,
You could go IPAs.
but I'm learning Japanese and I've been to Japan a couple times now.
Oh, really? Well, let's talk about that. Cause
my favorite beers are Japanese beers, not Australian beers. That's what I'm getting at.
A favourite biru, if you will.
Favorite beer, yeah. Watashi no ichiman suki. I don't know. Kirin, Sapporo. No, it's Asahi. My favorite's Asahi.
I was going to say, Asahi, I don't know if I've ever had an... Oh, I've probably had an Asahi at least once. They come in fun, like the canned glass things are fun.
Yeah. You can buy them in the 500ml cans, which are fantastic.
I know what I was going to say. I don't actually know where it is. I guess, is that kind of like St Kilda Balaclava-y? On the way to work, there's a pub on the corner that has a huge Victoria Bitter sign that is light up.
Wow.
I don't know if I've ever seen it lit up. Favorite beer?
Yeah. What's yours?
I actually really like Tooheys New.
Okay.
I didn't mind it because at uni as well. So at uni, I used to drink 5 seeds a lot because I don't have taste buds.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Possibly because of the 5 seeds.
Yeah, because I hated myself. And that was $5 either at happy hour or all the time. You get a $5
Oh, yeah.
5 seeds.
I had my share of 5 seeds in that time.
But I think Tooheys New was the same. It was $5.
Yeah.
And it actually, like to Terry's taste, it is actually not a bad beer. Considering the bad beer that is out there, Tooheys is pretty good.
Yeah.
I really like... I don't really like... I like Melbourne Bitter as well. Melbourne Bitter is quite good.
I don't know if I've had Melbourne Bitter.
Because one night, for a friend's birthday out on Chapel Street, we went to Lucky Cock. An excellent establishment.
Yeah.
The stickiest floors in town.
Oh, yeah. A Lucky Cock would have sticky floors, wouldn't it?
And we were there. And we were all... It was his, 28th or something. Like he was getting close to 30. And all of his friends were, possibly over 30 or so. And we're all there. And, Lucky Cock is, a uni bar. And so it's, lots of young people there. They're all getting ready to dance. The music's playing. And we were like, what do you want? Whatever you want, we'll get. And he wanted us all to have long necks of Melbourne Bitter. So we're on this sticky dance floor surrounded by the uni students, all these older men saying there with their long necks of Melbourne Bitter being like, woo!
Yeah. I love to dance.
I love this hip hop. But it was a good drop, that. What I love about beer is dads trying to sell you on the shit beer they bought because it was cheap, being like, no, Hammer and Tongs, this is a good drop. And I'm like...
This is actually not that bad, is it?
Oh,
it's quite a good beer.
For the price. And it's like, it's okay. We understand you're upset.
Dad recently went through a phase, and I think it may have changed recently because the pub that, I don't know if you call it a pub. It's not really a pub. It's kind of a bar, I guess. The Hoey Moey in Coffs went through... They were sponsored by, and I think their sponsor changed recently, but Forex had basically a Corona version, right?
Oh yeah, they had another summer.
And the whole thing was that's all they would really buy. Dad really liked it. And I think he said something to the effect of, Forex is shit, but this is actually a really good beer. I wager it was because it was the cheapest one
and the only
that
one
they had.
Yeah, a lot of people did the lime beer, summer beer.
They are very popular. Sol's good.
Yeah, I can't stand any of those.
Sol is basically just another version of what's the one with
Corona?
Corona, yeah.
I actually probably would put Corona at the bottom of the beer list. I hate that beer. Disgusting.
It's
just
got
water.
a unique flavour.
Because you throw a lime in it. If you don't put the lime in it, it's gross.
Yes, that's it. Yep.
Also, it's a bloody pop top. It's not a twist top. Yeah. And no one's ever got bottle openers.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
You end up ruining friends' fences trying to do that cool trick where you hit it and you get a very sore hand.
Yeah.
We get that from...
You end up throwing it at a cat.
You end up smashing it and drinking the shards. It's like when you see the person do it with their lighter. I'm always afraid the lighter's going to blow up. I don't know why when someone pops it with a lighter. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
In year 9 music maybe, or year 8 music, we had to make a slogan for a product. Mm-hmm. And my product that I came up with was Beergen, the beer for bogans. It's a combination of the word beer and the end of bogan.
You know what? That is hilarious.
Please.
I love it.
Thank you. And...
You were 15 when you came up with this?
Yeah, look, it's...
Wow, you can't tell
I was
from
the songbird
idea.
of my generation.
You can't tell.
The song itself, the jingle...
Yeah.
I can't remember. It had a slow start. Like it had like a kind of like start to it.
Serious beer has a serious.
But then
theme song.
the actual song was Biggin, Biggin, it's the beer for bogans. If you can't get yourself a beer... No. If you can't get yourself a Biggin, or if you don't remember this is for Biggin... I think it was if you don't know this is for Biggin, it's not a very good slogan. So I just wanted to share that.
Yeah.
Just if there's anyone out there listening that's a jingle writer, I'm
Yeah.
free. I can
Yeah.
help. I've got some other pieces I've worked on.
So you'll have to avoid him once you hire somebody else because he is very free.
Wish I could remember how to play that song. That song. Now I know that it's not good.
No.
Although
I know that that's not classically good.
Although again, you like 15-year-old me came up with some chords and wrote some lyrics and a tune. That tune has been in my head since then. It's been like 10 years or more, and
Wow.
I can still regularly get stuck in my head. Biggin, Biggin. It's the beer for bogans.
I mean, if it's effective, I can remember all the ABBA songs and they're pretty shit, so
Speaking of jingles, what's that sound?
I don't know, what is it?
It's the Harold Holt Watch. That was a pretty good segue, I thought.
Yeah.
Biggin.
A little over-enthusiastic on my end, but
This week on Harold Holt, I sing the Biggin slogan. Tim, this
Yep.
week we have a Harold Holt watch sent in from a person, as we always do, but this
it's
person...
always a person. Yeah.
This one's from Beth Gilmore, or Beth Ann Gilmore, or as she signed off, Beth Ann. Actually from her, not passed on to us, but from her.
Yep.
And before this, we haven't heard from Beth in like 6 months. So,
Hello, Beth.
hey Beth. She writes, "Hey guys,
Hi.
I've been abducted.
Uh-oh.
Super abducted. I was on a mission to find out the truth about how everything from Australia is actually spiders. I'd put out feelers on the dark web, which put me in touch with someone calling himself Holt Jolt 69.
Hold child. Yep.
He set up a meeting at the docks around midnight. I got there, mist rolling over the water. Everything went black. Next thing I know, I woke up in a bunker. Holt said this podcast was the only thing keeping him from being able to complete his mission.
Uh-oh.
I spend all days shoving spiders into koala costumes. Please send help. Beth Ann." Sent from an iPhone.
Beth, great to hear from you. Thanks for
Sounds
writing
like
into the
everything's
show. Give our love to the family. No, it's great to hear from you. And that's the show for the week.
Beth, listen closely. I need you to get Harold in a time when he is unaware and sing the Biggin slogan, which I will remind you is Biggin. Biggin.
Yeah, if you'd like to torture him, go ahead with that.
Yeah, make it stop. It's not a very good slogan. It's in the song.
You can't just say it's a good song.
The lyrics are shit, but boy, this music's good. Who wrote this? This will be in my head for 10 years. What I like about Beth's story, aside from the emotion it evoked in me, is that she's super abducted. Not
She
just
was
abducted, like super abducted.
Super abducted. The Holt Jolt 69 was also fantastic.
Holt Jolt 69. So, if we stop
Yep.
this podcast, he's going to complete his mission in
world-
inverted commas.
Well, we can assume the world will be a better place.
Can we?
I don't know.
It sounds sinister. Oop, my microphone's trying to get away from me. My microphone's done with the show. It's like, anyway, see ya.
I told you I have to wrap up in 10 minutes.
Come on, man. I got to go. I'm doing one more episode's all you're getting out of me, and I'm out of here. I'm nervous to finish. Maybe, all right. You know what?
Holt, mate.
We're not going to end the show.
Nah.
We got 5 more years is what we got.
Yeah. Looks like Beth's dead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't want Harold to complete his mission, but I do want Beth back. Thanks for that, Beth. That is possibly our last Harold Holt. We don't know what's going on next episode.
No,
haven't
that's
discussed
something we'll
that.
talk about at some point in the future.
And by future, we had all these grand plans as we always do, but it's next week, and I'm sure most of them aren't going to come to fruition.
So that's good.
So we won't tell you what they were, and you'll just be like, well, this is what they planned. This is great.
Yeah, except now we've revealed that it won't be what we've
Oh,
planned.
it's not going to be anywhere near as good as that. Oh, no. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Make sure you're watching Queer Eye. Have a good cry.
Yeah.
Good sob. As always, thanks to Teylor Smirl, Smirly, T. She's the one, she's the way, she's the truth, she's the life, she's the one called Sailor Moon.
Yep.
Taylor Moon.
Teylor
Smirl.
Smirl.
I kind of combined a church song with the Sailor Moon theme song.
Yes.
You're the way, you're the truth.
You can see
you're
what's
the
had
life,
an effect on
you're
you
the
in your
one,
life.
Sailor Moon.
Yes. Also to Curtis Fernance, who has the hair of Jesus and the body of Jesus. We don't know. Possibly the body of Jesus.
I think he's pretty. Curtis is pretty rippled.
If he's eaten any bread at church, he's had the body of Jesus.
Well,
and also, I'm sure he likes VB.
you got a song for him? Huh? Bigger.
You are so beautiful. No, thanks, Curtis, for the introduction, outtroduction, and Harold Holt music in this one. For the
Curtis.
last time.
I don't want you to fix the big and jingle,
Yep.
but if you could just ramp it up a bit for me.
Yeah.
Give me some guitars singing, just wee.
Well, I'm not looking for notes on this.
I don't need notes, but I
I'm
know it's
looking
already good.
for positive affirmation on what I've done.
But yeah, and thanks to the Auscast Network for having us on.
Cheers for that,
the
gentlemen.
network. The podcast will still exist in perpetuity.
Just not new episodes.
Yeah, it's not new. I also need to. I've been really naughty. I've had a note in my calendar and my phone for like the last 6 months, being like, sort the Patreon stuff out. I will put the bonus episodes into the feed before things change, and send out some things to those patrons. I found those postcards. Anyway, I think that's it.
That's all.
So one more to go. One more game next week. Not now.
Hey.
We've got things to do.
Hey.
So, the second last time, Tim. As always. Yeah, g'day, Tim.
Yeah, g'day, Leon.
Yeah, g'day, everyone.
Yeah, g'day, everyone. Catch you on the flippity flop. Mm-hmm.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.